Easy deployment, consistency, and standardization. It all saves money and time. Find out more next. SDR News coverage of AWS reInvent made possible by Dome9. Total control and visibility over your cloud infrastructure, network, and host security. Garantia, the in-memory NoSQL company, offering enterprise-class Redis for developers. Encapsula, website security, always-on protection from bots and DDoS and real-time stats on visitors and threats. Skillbase, leveraging MySQL and scaling out data at the speed of your business. And eMind, architecting, building, and operating enterprise-grade clouds in billion-dollar HIPAA, PCI DSS, and SOX environments. More coverage of AWS reInvent online or on the SDR News Roku channel.
Hi, Tim Crawford with AVOA here as part of SDR News, and now we're at the Bitnami booth, and I'm joined by Erica Brescia, who is founder and COO here at Bitnami. So welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me.
So we were talking a little bit yesterday about Bitnami and what Bitnami does. What's the real meat of what you do, and as a CIO, why should I be interested in Bitnami?
I think really because people tend to choose the path of least resistance, and the benefit of using Bitnami for anyone, be them in a large organization or an independent developer, is that we make it so incredibly easy to get apps deployed. So people are coming to us, particularly if they're not getting what they want at the speed that they need it from their IT departments. So we're already percolating up into a lot of very large companies just because it's so easy to deploy apps. But the way that we can help you as a CIO is that we can provide a lot of consistency that you can't get otherwise. So we package over 80 applications in development environments, and we reuse the same components and the same versions and the same structure across all the applications and dev environments that we package. So you can give your developers consistent environments, whether they're running on a Mac laptop, whether they're running on a Linux server, a local Windows machine, and then give you exactly that same environment as a VM and in the cloud. So it allows people to really easily move between environments and for you to get more standardization across your infrastructure.
So this is going to support me as a CIO. This is going to support me whether I have internal private cloud environment or virtualized environment, as well as using AWS in a public scenario?
Exactly. We can give you exactly the same thing everywhere, which makes it significantly easier for you to move applications between environments, because you get the same structure, the same versions, the same components anywhere you want to run your applications.
So which applications are we talking about? Are we talking about legacy apps? Are we talking about greenfield apps?
These are mostly applications that are open source business apps. So things like Alfresco, that's very popular, Sugar CRM, LifeRay, an enterprise portal product. Drupal and WordPress are obviously very popular. They're popular everywhere. And also development environments for Rails. We just released Mongo and Node, which are incredibly popular today. We also have Django, Java, Solar. So it's really a wide range of applications, but what we find most in enterprise environments are things like Alfresco, Drupal, WordPress, Redmine, a project management system, is also incredibly popular.
It's interesting because I find this to be kind of an on-ramp to the cloud almost, right?
That's how we like to think of ourselves, exactly.
Because there are a lot of great solutions that are out there, but it's really hard to move from one type of environment to another. And so I guess what I'm hearing is you're providing that consistency regardless of the platform or environment you're working in.
Exactly, which makes it a lot easier for people to take that step to move to the cloud. If you already trust Bitnami, you've already been using it, and we can give you this really smooth way to get exactly the same thing you're already familiar with into a cloud environment. It's one less thing that you need to learn as you move into this new type of infrastructure, a new way of running applications. So let's take it a step further. So what is it that Bitnami is actually doing and creating that consistency from one environment to another? So really what it is we have a big build system internally where we have a bunch of different components, everything from Apache to PHP to Java, and we're pulling in different applications and different components and putting them into a self-contained stack. If you download an installer, everything's installed in its own directory. It won't interfere with the rest of your system. It'll run on any Linux distribution. If you download a VM, we package Ubuntu right now. If you're running in the cloud, you can get RHEL images, Amazon Linux AMIs, and Ubuntu AMIs. And everything in each of those cases is fully configured, ready to run. Again, you'll see the same version of Apache, whether you're downloading Drupal or Joomla or WordPress or a LAMP stack. So you get that consistent version because we're pulling from this internal build system. That, by the way, is always revved with the latest and greatest. So just to give you an idea, we've published over 35,000 AMIs across our library, and that's because we're continually putting out the newest versions of all the applications and the components.
But it seems like it's not limited to just greenfield apps. So when we talk about legacy versus greenfield and that huge legacy component within the traditional IT organization, it seems like Bitnami could help you in making that move, making that transition.
We definitely can. It depends on the type of apps. I mean, we're not the company that's going to help you move a legacy SAP deployment to the cloud. That is not what we do. But we can get you the environments, again, to make it easier for you to move applications around when they're built on top of standard open source components like Apache or MySQL or Postgres or things like that.
Yeah, there's no one silver bullet quite yet, right?
No.
All right, so where do people go if they're interested in learning more about Bitnami and how they can deploy that within their infrastructure? Where do they start?
Go to bitnami.com and you'll click on the apps. You'll see the library of over 80 open source applications and dev environments, and then you can choose exactly where and how you want to deploy it from there. You can also get a lot of our apps through the Mac App Store if you just want to check them out on your laptop, or through the Amazon Marketplace, probably not supposed to say this here, but the Azure Marketplace, VMware, and virtually anywhere where you can get to an app store, you'll probably find Bitnami apps now.
Very good. Erica, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Tim.